good to see you. One of the things that I just don't feel like, I'm certainly not surprised at the history that you're telling us, right? At the amount of corruption, of evil motivation, of self-serving cherry picking of policy, right, that took place throughout not just Colorado, but the whole U.S. territory as it was expanding. And it's certainly the history I've come to know in adulthood, not through kind of institutional education at all, but and a lot of it due to your expertise and influence. And so I thank you for that. Not surprised at all, right? So wondering also, what then? Like what become additional alternatives, either for that you're asking Denver to do or the state to do? Because I think the state plays a role in a lot of this. I mean, my council district includes where Camp Weld was at, which was where, you know, the U.S. government and Army personnel lied to the Cheyenne and Arapaho chiefs and said, here are peace terms, right? And then 2 months later violated them with the Sand Creek Massacre. Like that's history that I know that we own in Denver as well. And to that end, I've asked Dawn DePrince as she's updating state historic markers to change the one that identifies Camp Weld, because it's got some really awful language on the plaque and it is not accurate in terms of what we know took place. So I think that I'm looking for like tangibles, because I think in Denver, particularly as we've gotten more city representatives into spaces where we can influence whether it's policy or programs to be more responsive, you know, as a result of, you know, those of us here at this table, the bison donation program has changed. Indigenous Peoples Day went from a holiday to a city closed holiday. There's a lot of emphasis on what the American Indian Commission is asking from the city in terms of, so Council President Sandoval and I went to Vancouver together a while ago, and some of that influenced us creating the South Platte River Committee and focusing on our river corridor and thinking about, is there like a land use tool that we apply to this to start to require things of development along that corridor to be influenced and nodded toward Indigenous tribes that was their original territory. How do we start to embed these things in the things that we do as a city? So